top affiliates over the last few days. And I just want to give everyone a little background about Adam. He's been an IT consultant for 12 years, and he's recently just been feeling kind of burnt out. And like most people, he began looking online and found Empower Network. And, like most people who are getting started online, he struggled for the first 6 or 7 months, and then that was when he actually ran across Project AWOL, which is, he's been having some success with for some time. And then, despite this success, though, he realized that, he needed to find a consistent source of highly converting traffic, and that's when he came upon VSN Extreme through his friend Karen Katenge. So I think that's a good starting point, and I just thought we could have Adam share his story with us, and then also hear, how his journey has been and what's led him to this point. So, do you want to share your story with everyone here, Adam?
Yeah, and you summarized it really well, Kevin. Thanks for that introduction. I've served in a lot of different capacities in the IT field for more than 10 years. I got out of college and I went to work, just serving as a consultant and for large and small companies. And for a while, that the inherent challenge in solving problems and building systems and stuff was a lot of fun, but I burned out on it. And there was a long time there where I wasn't aware of alternatives. I just thought I had to, find a job that I liked more, and so I would bounce from job to job. And I reached a point where I was like, I got to find something else. So that's when I was introduced by a friend to the home business, world, and it was doing more of a traditional network marketing MLM stuff for a while. And then I discovered on my own that a lot of the leaders were having a lot of the success online. So that's when I found Empower Network, and the vision in that company actually is what really resonated with me right away, and I just knew I had found something finally that I totally resonated with. And so I got started with Empower Network, and that's an incredible company. I love it. And I had some good success in the beginning, and then as I started to move forward with it, I connected with some other leaders, and that's really where a lot of the power in Empower Network comes from, is just the incredible community there. But I reached a point where, I had connected with Project AWOL, like you were saying, and we were building out some really cool infrastructure and really enabling you to, live life by your own design and have access to resources that could really take your business to the next level. But I also was realizing that I wanted to supplement what I was doing there with traffic that I could, would be consistent and high converting, like you were saying. So much of the traffic I was finding, through the solo ads I was doing and through other sources was, I was building a list, but I was struggling to get conversions. I think this is a really common problem, actually, for people. And so I had been following my friend Karen for a long time, and her success in VSN was, I just couldn't ignore it. And I was like, at the same time trying to avoid looking at all, other shiny objects, but I was like, I'm going to give this a try because, by all accounts and by what Karen had been telling me, the traffic was really good here, and the training is really good, and they have these custom capture pages that you can just easily get set up that are already tested and proven to convert, and that was the case. I got started. I got fully immersed in the training, and in my first 24 hours, I made 3 sales, and it's everything's just been so simple, but the training has been exceptional. Everything inside is just really powerful, and I'm getting immediate results.
Awesome. Well, you have a few questions here just that I've been asking people, and I like to give the newbie who's just getting started a bit of background as to we all come from different stories, but our journeys are rather similar in that we all go through struggles and frustrations and things like that, and really it's that consistent effort towards our goals to really make us move to the next level. But let me go ahead and just ask you a few questions. When you got started 6 or 7 months ago, was that your the beginning of your online marketing career, if you will, or have you done any type of network marketing or online marketing before that?
No, that was basically my introduction. I was a complete newbie, and there was a lot of appeal to the Empower Network platform and everything they offer, as it being something that anyone can get started with. And so yeah, that was really my introduction to it. And you know, I've had ups and downs just like everyone. And so yeah, VSN has just really come in and filled a void for me. But I would consider myself someone who was struggling prior to this. This has been a big breakthrough for me at finding traffic that converts and then learning how to convert it. You know, applying what I learned in the VSN training has been really, really paid off. So.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. And then, you know, like when I was talking with Chris yesterday over the phone, you know, I like to know that, well, I guess I don't like to know, but obviously we all have our own unique whys as to what really got us started in the industry and let alone interested in the first place. Usually people want to, you know, retire early when they're young or spend time with their family, or maybe it's just travel, which I would assume for your case, seeing as you're attracted to Empower Network so much and Project AWOL, they really market the lifestyle of everything. But you know, what really drew you to the industry, and would you say was the most, like the biggest thing that, you know, keeps you going at those times when you're dealing with frustration as well and all that stuff?
What I'm always visualizing the most is just the absolute freedom that this type of a vehicle can give you, you know. And for me, when I really, you know, get specific on what it is that I'm creating for myself, it's all about I want a location independent. I want to be location independent, financially independent, and personally independent, meaning be able to, you know, choose who I work with, where I work with, and you know, when I work. And so my wife, actually, this is another part of my story. Sometimes when I try and just talk about my story, I realize how much there really is to it that I can share. But you know, with Project AWOL, actually, I had the opportunity to go to Thailand, and it was to do a project that we were all a part of with Project AWOL. And my wife actually came with me, and it was her introduction to this community, you know, and these people, the types of people that, you know, I realized are the people I want to be around. And it was there where she had a breakthrough too, and since has combined with me in my business. She's now fully immersed in my business, and we're building it together. And actually, at the end of the year, we're moving to Costa Rica. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's for me, it's personally all about freedom, the ability to just do what I want with who I want whenever I want. That's what it's all about. That's what motivates me, is having that freedom.
Yeah, awesome, man. That's really cool that you're gonna be moving to Costa Rica. I was just watching like the Costa Rica Mastermind, and you know, in those videos where he has that the overlook of the ocean in that road, you're just like, oh my God, this is so beautiful, you know. It's really
crazy.
cool. So that's, you know, congrats on your success, and you know, that's sounds like it's not too far away. You know, obviously, like within VSN Extreme, we always try to emphasize to people that like one of the best things about it is the fact that, you know, you can use the system to market any business. It's not like you have to only market VSN Extreme, but you know, as people discover they want to, just given like the benefits it has as far as like 100% commissions, you get paid really quickly, like within the first 48 hours, and the fact that the training and the traffic converts and all that other stuff. But how would you say that VSN Extreme has helped you the most as a marketer?
Well, the training, I don't want to minimize at all the impact that's had just in the last 24 hours. The training is exceptional, and what I love about this goldmine training is it's accessible to everyone. You know, you look at a lot of the other companies that have these offerings, and I'm certainly all about making the essential investments in your business. Education is a huge part. You've got to have these products because that's where the education is. But the Goldmine product gives you a lot you can run with right away, and it's accessible at $50. It's like, you know, if you're serious about your business and you're not willing to make the investment, like something that, you know, $50 into an essential education that you need for your business, and that will help you build any business, like you were just saying, Kevin. I mean, it's a no-brainer, and it's just such an awesome product. I can't say enough about it. It's really, in the last 24 hours, given me a lot of breakthroughs. So
awesome, man. Yeah, it's crazy that, you know, it's only $50, and it's like when we're doing the webinars on Sunday and I hear Desmond, he's like, you know, what we're gonna do is turn it into like a library of tons of like trainings for everything. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, for only $50, there's gonna be like tons of training, and he's like, yep, we're gonna keep it at the same price, and we're gonna have more and more and more training every single month. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And a lot of it, a lot of what the principles that I got out of it that I applied right away that made the difference are evergreen. So when you learn them, it's not like it's the kind of training that's going to go obsolete, because that's something you always got to pay attention to too. It's like you see a lot of these fly-by, night flash in the pan trainings that come out because it's an evolving thing. The how-tos change so much, but the training in there is just really good. And
Yeah.
evergreen. It's going to be
Yeah, no, for
valuable.
sure.
You know what I'm saying, for anyone at any time that they get in. So.
hmm Awesome, man. Well, I'm really happy to hear that you're enjoying it. Um, and so, yeah, I think this has been kind of obvious already through our conversation, but aside from VSN Extreme, is Project AWOL your main business you're focusing on, or are you promoting Empower Network as well, or what's your your other, I guess, main business if not VSN Extreme?
Yeah, I promote, Project AWOL is a community that all is contributing to building infrastructure for Empower, but I view all of this as very complementary to each other. I mean, Empower Network and Project AWOL have a ton of great value that they offer, and that I certainly am going to continue to benefit from in building my businesses. But VSN, to me, has its own attractive qualities that are unique, and really all of it just aligns very well with the strategy that I'm using to build all of my businesses. I mean, I don't view these things as being competitive. I look at it as, this has, VSN has value that I can immediately implement in my business to start attracting more quality traffic for everything, for anything that I'm building. I mean, it's the kind of value that's universal and transferable to every other business I'm building. That's what I really appreciate about it. It's another thing that I've noticed too is in this space, there's so many people looking for traffic. That's like a buzzword, but I think in a lot of cases it's like traffic, isn't that hard to find. It's finding quality traffic that converts, and training that's going to really help you. The training that's in this product that relates to how to follow up with people and actually get conversions, and the fact that they give you capture pages that are tested and proven that you can just immediately start using. That's where I've gotten the most benefit from it. And it's, like I said, it's going to help me with everything else I'm doing. So it all kind of fits into one strategy for me.
Awesome, man. And I don't think many people know this, but for the capture pages we use and for the traffic that we send people, we actually test it ourselves before we actually buy like the whole bunch that we're actually going to resell, So it's like, I don't think people realize that, like, that's the same thing as, like, if you're going to go spend $1,000 on Facebook to do Facebook PPC, we're basically spending 200 or so to make sure that, like, what we're going to push out there is actually going to convert before saying, okay, well, it works, let's sell it, rather than just like, let's try this guy and then sell it to our, you know what I mean?
Oh,
So
yeah, I love that you brought
people
that up. I love that you brought that up because I have an IT background, and so there was a period of time when I was running my own campaigns and doing my own advertising where I was looking at ways, like I would try building capture pages, and I could build capture pages that were mobile friendly and looked nice, but in a lot of cases they didn't convert. So one thing I've realized is, like, obviously you want capture pages that look nice are fine, but what matters is that they convert. And so that's something, Kevin, that I really appreciate, is that these capture pages work, and it was evident to me right away. I ran my first Facebook campaign. I got my first lead for 3 cents, and I was like, all right, I'm onto something here. And then my first sale came like I was actually in a chat with Karen at the time, and she could hardly believe it too, because it was like I had just gotten started and I was getting immediate results. So it's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and lastly, what would you say, like, your biggest breakthrough moment has been when you just kind of had that epiphany and you're like, oh, I wish I had been doing this sooner, Like, you just kind of reached that point. Like, I was talking to Chris yesterday again, and he was saying that it was when he realized that, like, it's not just about the massive action that he's taking, but he has to be consistent with that massive action and realize that, like, it's a process. And one example or analogy I like to relate to this is, like, we all know like microwavable popcorn. If you throw that thing in there for like 90 seconds, in that 90 seconds, there's going to be a bag full of popcorn, right? But if you freaking put it in for like 10 seconds and then you open the door and you're like, is it ready? And then you close it and then you like do another 5 seconds and then you basically put it back in and you keep doing that, that's clearly it's not going to pop, right? But then if you put it back in for that like last 30 seconds, sure enough, like it's heated up to the point where it can actually pop to its fullest, and then now you have basically popcorn.
Yeah.
So.
No, and you're right. I mean, consistency is where it all is, and I think so many people, what I think happens a lot is people get started, they don't see results immediately, and that, I honestly, with VSN, I can tell you right now, can be very different for you. I got results immediately with this training, but it is important that you're consistent. I think that's something, you know, you've got to have a mindset that you're going to do whatever it takes to get results, and with VSN, everything's there that you need. It's just a matter of staying focused and, you know, and applying what you learn. You know, what I also appreciate about the training, what Jeremy emphasizes is that, like, you know, when he segments the training into several different videos, and he, you know, before, as he introduces it, he's telling you, you know, take notes, but then apply what you learn immediately, kind of, and that's obviously such a valuable thing for people to, you know, really understand. You got to apply. You got to take action. You don't want to be in a perpetual learning mode. You need to be taking action and learning,
sure,
getting, so. You know, accepting that feedback and then course correcting and just continuing to move forward. So.
You still there?
Yeah. You hear me?
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Looks like I can't see my screen right now. But cool. Well, you know, I'm really glad we had a chance to talk and get those questions answered, and also hear about, you know, your story and where you're coming from and what you've learned along your journey, because, you know, it's so funny. I think in this industry, a lot of people will get involved and they'll do basically as much as possible or everything they can to avoid like